is that whoever can get the first solid hold can typically ride out those first 40 points before the water level drops, and then the water level drops, and then the map opens up, and then the real game begins.
Yeah, both these teams have a lot of lockout potential. I mean, you have Bonk being able to combo from underneath, Sam with the crab, and the pen, of course, Mirage. And then on the other side, with Hawaiian's Pizza, Pika, and Acing being able to kind of poke around those ledges with the bow as well. But off rip, Acing already down now with a 4v3 in Ascension's favor. They'll just ride this wave moving forward and trying to poke out Gimme on this left side.
Yeah, a bit of a slow and steady play from Hawaiian's Pizza to really try and vie out to see exactly what their angle approach can be. Ascension, though, is using that slow and steadiness against them and trying to just leverage it into momentum so they can keep taking space, keep moving forward, keep them in check, not giving them the breathing room they need to actually play forward. We know Pika is backed up there, and unfortunately it's not down. And now the water level drops down, granting those first 40, make that 50 points to Ascension's favor. And now the map's open up where we can really see exactly how Hawaiian's Pizza wants to try and approach this next portion of this map.
Acing barely misses Bonk on that left side, and it cost them their life. Sam alive, but no longer with that bow. Really nice shot coming out from Hawaiian. You have Chiva on this left side as well, trying to focus onto Gimme. Gimme being able to get that Reef Slider off in time to at least buy Hawaiian's Pieces on time to get in another push, and Acing on this right side, trying to take this 2v1 with that Carbon. Will not be able to get out, but they do have coolers, so not the end of the world for them, but it's not looking good, at least so far, for Ascension in the first half of this, or Hawaiian's Pizza in the first half of this, as Ascension has been able to just kind of hold the zone for so long.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it comes to the success of just Ascension being able to play really fast. You know, you have a lot of these players who play weapons with something like Dynamo, who is a lot more slower, can struggle a lot to actually make use of that big weapon. And it's going to be up to the remainder of Hawaiian's Pizza to really try and make sure you can actually keep Pika alive long enough for them to actually make value of the Dynamo Roller. And Ascension knows that. They're just constantly playing around, constantly skirmishing, playing in and out of these players' ranges, you know. And even though we do see Hawaiian's Pizza take the zone here, Ascension's be able to take the flip back almost immediately, and now 2 players down for Hawaiian's Pizza. They're back at square one right now.
Yeah, and you have Hawaiian's Pizza really just playing not to lose, and that's really the theme of what I'm seeing here so far. They need to get in one good retake, and that's going to start from some key picks or some key specials. Hawaiian with the chumps on the left side could provide some space for Pika to get in, but you have Gimme going down on the left side. Hawaiian goes down. Acing does get one, but they are left alone on this left side. No paint, isolated, and no friends. You just have to just try to stay alive, as they will manage to do so, as Gimme somehow gets the better of Bonk on that bottom side. They're quickly taking out themselves, and penalty points no longer a factor in this match for Ascension, as they will still maintain control of that zone. Acing needs to force a fight, but they go down. 3 players down, just left a Hawaiian left there on the bow, and with 3 players in the zone for Ascension, they will paint over this, and they will keep that zone into their favor. A quick game goes to Ascension, who from start from finish really controlled that.
Yeah, it was very fascinating to see exactly how Ascension just kind of picked apart Hawaiian's Pizza. You know, they constantly moving around, especially the Dynamo as well, being on the constant move, playing around the ranges of your enemy team. You know, making sure that they can't actually pin you down, meant that Ascension was able to just kind of dance around Hawaiian's Pizza a lot of the time and just kind of take advantage of their blind spots, take advantage of these just random off angles of attack, and just be able to keep them down for as long as they did. And Hawaiian's Pizza, it showed that they struggled a lot with that, and I'm kind of interested to see exactly like what they want to try and change up for the next game coming around.
Also tough for the comp that specifically Hawaiian's Pizza is running into. Pen is a really tough matchup, of course, with a great Pen that is Mirage. It really provides so much pressure and so much range that the bow can't really deal with, that the Dynamo of course can't deal with. So it's really a lot of the weight for a lot of things to get initiated is going to be on Gimme and Acing to really force a fight, win a fight with that support in the background. But with the more balanced comp that Ascension has, you have a lot of poking ability, of course, with, like I mentioned, Mirage, but also Sam's Crabs.
Yeah, and as I'm sitting here thinking about it too as well, I don't think Hawaiian's Pizza has a lot of tools to actually try and get Mirage displaced properly. You know, I mean, you do have the hammer from Acing, right? But does Acing actually want to try and throw that hammer every single time they get it against the against Mirage? I don't think they do. So it's like a hard time to actually try and actually play into this comp that Ascension has. But at the very least, we're starting off this next game here to try and see exactly what adjustments Hawaiian Pizza can be making, at least on the gameplay level, as both sides have brought the same comp that they brought last time. Confident what they've played so far, but looking to try and just make sure they make the macro adjustments at the very least. And that they do is 2 goes down for Ascension, meaning that Hawaiian Pizza has his first hold on their side.
Yeah, and and Async start off really hot, getting that initial pick onto Bonk on that right side, and then yet again getting a pick onto Bonk and Sam. That is exactly what you need for Hawaiian's Pizza to open strong, having those players get those picks, and kind of like you mentioned, that's what Hawaiian Pizza needs to do without any retake specials. So always being put on the aggressive is exactly where they need to be, with Gimme getting a Reef Slider pick onto Chiva, them getting traded out themselves here. But Hawaiian's Pizza, early start, early aggression leads to an early lead, and it may lead to an early end here. Sam's flank is snuffed out on that left side by Async.
Yeah, Async does go down by Mirage there, but I don't think it's going to be enough on their side of the Ascension. Just still stuck up on their side of the map. Pika being a dynamo roller and just being an utter menace under the ledges, not letting Ascension any breathing room to get past through. And one by one, Ascension goes down, and Hawaiian's Pizza takes a really dominant second game, first game for them.
And we saw a changing of the flow of how these games go, of course, now with Hawaiian's Pizza with that win. We were talking a little bit about how they didn't really have much retake potential in terms of how difficult it was on Mahi specifically. So they just took one look at it and said, hey, what if we just don't need to retake? What if we just have zone the entire time? And I mean, hey, it proved to be the correct choice. I mean, just being able to dominate in that game that was honestly just really done by Async being that spearhead. Just you saw them constantly pop out of everywhere, snuffing out to these fights, causing Sam to just not have that crowd up, just not having the resources for Ascension to even get in a retake of their own. That's exactly where you want to be for Hawaiian's Pizza. Just all full steam ahead, all systems go, and that's exactly what Hawaiian's Pizza's comp is really just great at, creating those lockout situations and making it impossible, either really difficult or almost impossible for teams, even with some retake specials like a crab.
Yeah. No, and that's kind of the double-edged sword for Hawaiian's Pizza, you know, because once they get set up, it's very hard to take them down. But the issue comes that they need to actually be able to set themselves up first. And Ascension, it's kind of hard to try and properly get yourself set up unless you can get you know, leverage Async to just get, or put a lot of your bets on Async to be able to get those first opening picks to really just spear you head your way through and a proper setup if you're Hawaiian's Pizza, you know. So trying to see exactly how that might play out this time around. Now we know Ascension. Oh, now Ascension knows exactly what the gameplay is going to be for the opener for Hawaiian's Pizza. I wonder if they're going to be expecting that game coming this time, this third game around, as we do see Bonk switch off from the Carbon Roller to the Crack-On Roller.
Kraken, very interesting choice of special there. Could be very useful to maybe counter a Re-Slider, a Hammer, or the Dynamo Roller in particular. Let's see how it plays out. You did see them get that early pick onto Async, so at least getting that value in it itself. And of course, you will have that extra range to play with against Async here, but Bonk doing Bonk things, bonking people on the head, managing to get one and choosing that Kraken to its fullest, chasing out these remaining players and getting one onto Gimme as well, who is unable to escape the wrath of the Kraken.
Yeah, and now Ascension, learning from the second game anyways, are preventing Hawaiian's Pizza from getting properly set up. You know, they're skirmishing, they're making this game uncomfortable for them to be able to actually push up proper here. We do see the super chumps come out, but nothing much can come from it at the moment, as they're still locked up on their side, finally being able to break the wall at least a little bit here. Pika looking to try and play around this mid tower here. The Re-Slider going in to try and create some more space, but no, the crab take on the other side of the map is going to be able to still apply a lot of pressure, and one by one though, Ascension goes down as Hawaiian Pizza is finally able to take control of the zone here. Now they're going to be able to set up, and can we see them be able to lock them out here with what we've seen from the last game we just witnessed?
Yeah, this is exactly the situation that you want to be in for Hawaiian's Pizza. Any team would like to be in, but especially Hawaiian's Pizza. Bonk forcing their way in with the Kraken. The different element here from the previous game, will it prove to be the game changer? I mean, it's providing the space in the middle, but once that Kraken runs out, you have two players going down for Ascension there, with just Sam left in the area just trying to get something going in mid, but with that, the lead being taken by Hawaiian's Pizza. Sam left their own devices. A really nice fling from Pika on that Dynamo will lead to them continuously holding that zone. Gimme has a Reef-Slider to play with as well. This could prove to be very dangerous for Ascension. You need those specials coming out, and that is a special to open things up. And a Crab coming out from Sam.
The Crab comes out and the Kraken comes out from Ascension. The Reef-Slider is canceled out, which is crucial for them to be able to actually come and clean up the remainder of Hawaiian's Pizza. Acing, the last player standing on their side. They get 2. Has in the trade return, gets 3, and then wipe out in return. Hawaiian's Pizza may have lost the team fight there, but Acing, being the last player standing, holds it down and lets them come and back and retake the zone.
And yet again, Ascension put on the back foot. You need to force a similar retake. That's going to come down to your specials initially. It's going to come down to that Kraken for Bonk. It's going to come down to the Crab for Sam to really pop out. Right on cue there, but immediately exploded by Pika, getting another one at the Bonk as well. Absolutely huge now, giving an opportunity for Gimme to get some space as well with a, yet again, another Reef-Slider to play with. It always seems like when we're on them, a Reef-Slider is in their pocket, being used there. Won't get a pick, but at least creating the space. Bonk getting snuffed out on that bottom side will mean that Hawaiian's Pizza is running out of time, running out of options. Yet again, another Crab being canceled out by Pika's basically hammer of a Dynamo swing, and that will do it for Game 3. Hawaiian's Pizza now 2-1 in the set.
Yeah, now that they're warmed up here, they know exactly what Ascension is trying to prevent the Hawaiian's Pizza from doing, and because of that, they're not necessarily trying to leverage a lot of early on pressure, letting Ascension take some space for themselves and be the ones to punish some overextension from Ascension, coming in, getting the 1 or 2 picks they need to actually try and push Ascension out, and then getting themselves properly set up and be able to run away with a huge amount of points here. And you know, as we said beforehand, from these last 2 games anyways, once Hawaiian's Pizza gets set up, it's very hard for them to actually get flushed out.
We saw it really play out there. I mean, Pika not only canceling out 1 but 2 Crabs. I felt like every time I saw that, I just heard the metal pipe dropping sound every single time, where that was the bread and butter of why and how Ascension gets in. It's really just coming down to that Crab, really coming down to that Kraken. The Crab is arguably the more important part of that, and with them not having it on that retake, it really just left them no real space to really work with, as Hawaiian's Pizza's comp just way too aggressive, just way too much in their face. And now let's see if we can make that change yet again over here with Urchin Underpass. Yet another close range, even more close range and more aggressive zones map that is going to be very scary to fight Hawaiian comp in, I'll say that.
Yeah, no, it's that Ascension has a lot of work cut out in front of them, because you know, you have the Luna Blast, you have the Dap Rollers, you have the Dynamo, you know, a lot of weapons you don't want to be that close with. But of course, Ascension responds with their own Dynamo. Bob saying they had enough of Pika, wanted to try and recreate some of that magic of their own, brings out the LDE Dynamo, I want to point out specifically.
Yeah, Bonk switching a little bit more to a supportive role, going with the Golden Dynamo with Chumps as well, maybe trying to ditto that Dynamo that Pika has, but we'll see if it will work out. Bold move, will get one onto Gimme there, but honestly, taking a look at it, Dynamo goes really nicely against Hawaiian Pizza's comp. You saw they're being able to shut down Gimme and can potentially do the same thing to Acing as well, just given that range. But both teams desperately trying to fight over that zone area. Acing's camera canceled on that right side by Chiva. 2 players down on the side of Hawaiian's Pizza should lead to a zone flip from Ascension, especially with that third going down. Just left to the Bow Hawaiian in the backfield.
Yeah, and now Ascension has a proper hold-on zone here, trying to re-engage Hawaiian's Pizza as they're coming back from spawn here. Gimme and Acing playing it slow, steady, trying to see who can they pick off first before they can hard commit into a team fight here. Bonk using that Dynamo's range, applying pressure from over the wall here, but 1 goes down on each side. Acing here with the hammer means that they can actually go in and try and disrupt the front line a little bit, throwing it to Bonk, narrowly missing that Dynamo roller, which means that Bonk is still around to apply a lot of pressure here. Gimme going in with the Reef-Slider and returning on the right hand side to just push Ascension back. Hawaiian's Pizza, their goal right now isn't necessarily to actually win these team fights, but at least assert some sort of control here in mid so they can actually get properly set up.
As Hawaiian Pizza still holding onto that zone though, so the penalty will be added. You have 2 players going down on the side of Hawaiian Pizza. Bonk moving in with that cooler now. Most of Ascension is coolered up, so they will move up to take this space, but Gimme is there to counteract that, managing to take out the Gal. Bonk moving up this left side. Chumps being placed as well. It is just chump v chump turf war in this middle area. You have Squiffer being the sprinkler being popped in that middle area as well. Just the hold position for Hawaiian's Pizza here as both teams desperately trying to build out their specials. Bonk returning the chumps in kind with interest. Mirage moving around this left side. 2 players down on the side of Hawaiian's Pizza. Now is the time to move up if you're on this side of Ascension. Now with that delayed wipeout as well. All this space on that left side of the map, all this space in Ascension's favor could be the thing that tips the scale into the favor of Ascension even further, especially since you have this crab coming out from the right side on Sam.
Yeah, using the crab tank here to apply a lot of pressure and buys himself some more time. And canceling out AZ, which is a crucial pick on their side to buy themselves some more time. Super Chumps does come up to try and neutralize the zone at the release from Hawaiian's Pizza, but 1 player down on each side means that's going to be hard pressed to see exactly who can come out on top, but Ascension still has control of the zone here with 20 ticks remaining. They can absolutely run away with this game here and take this to a 2-2 set, but can they hold on to it for a little bit longer? It's hard to say. Tacticooler is online for Hawaiian's Pizza here. AC looking trying to go around it with the flank again with the Ultra Stab, and Ascension still holding on just a little bit longer, but a huge throw means that Hawaiian's Pizza bought themselves a little bit extra time in this game.
That is crucial, taking out the backline on the side of Ascension there. Mirage now no longer being able to be in that area for that pen support will allow Hawaiian's Pizza to move up ever so slightly, but Sam is right back there with the counter on that crab, now forcing away, acing on that jump area. Points ticking down for Hawaiian's Pizza. Still a little bit of a way to go. Here come the chumps coming out from Bonk to move into the zone wood, but Cooler being popped by Pika could lead to a lot more fighting. Sam Keeley is taken out here. No more paint support on the side of Ascension. With 2 players down on the side of Hawaiian's Pizza, though, it might not even matter as Bonk and Mirage still yet alive with Chiva on that left side as well. Will form a very nice triangle to force out these players. Pika now the most up forward front player on the side of Hawaiian's Pizza, just trying to see if they can get anything going here. Penalty points ticking down on the side of Ascension here, but we are nearing that 1 minute mark still. Ball in the court of Hawaiian's Pizza to make a move. Gimme just trying to get in a reef slider, maybe try to get something going, but with Mirage going down, they could maybe escalate that fight a little bit as no cooler will be had on Ascension.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a chaotic scramble right now. Specials being popped left and right, almost on cooldown, and it seems like from either side. But there's a 30-point differential between Hawaiian Pizza if they want to try and close this lead gap from Ascension, who's not letting this go down without a fight. Pika does go down, which opens up Ascension's opportunity here to try and go in and take control of the zone. Finally, for once and for all, that they do, flipping it in their favor, giving Hawaiian Pizza a good amount of penalty points. And on top of that, picking 3 of Hawaiian Pizza's own players down, giving the last player standing, broken the rebound, and takes 2 down with them before finally going down. That could be a huge swing for Hawaiian Pizza. Incoming players to come in and try and contest the zone as best they can with only 25 seconds remaining.
Gimme doing a lot of work there. What looks like he just feeding, led it to a 3-for-1 trade and has given Hawaiian's Pizza a whole new life. Pika just trying to get Cooler out in time to try to maintain this pressure. That Cooler will be placed. You need to fight now if you're on the side of Hawaiian's Pizza. 7 seconds left, 7 ticks left. Overtime looming. 2 players are down though on the side of Hawaiian's Pizza. This hammer needs to be huge. It's coming out from that left side. Will there be any counter to it? It takes out Chiva. Will it take out any more? The jumps are coming in as well. The penalty points yet again still no longer a factor. Hawaiian's Pizza just holding firm. You have Hawaiian just in that left side, just continuously painting. There's 3 players down. It doesn't look like Ascension will be able to contest the zone in time, as a miraculous hold has led to Hawaiian's Pizza coming back and taking the set 3-1 here in grand finals of Swimmer Sync 218.
In what was a very, very dangerous and strenuous scenario for Hawaiian's Pizza there. In overtime, holding it down, they managed to bring it back. Especially, I want to highlight it, especially Gimme.